good? Okay, good. So I'll call the meeting open, and I'm chairing the meeting today because our fearless leader, board chair, Ty, is not able to, sorry. Yes, sorry about that. All right. I am chairing the meeting today because Ty Montgomery, our chairman, is not available. So with that, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we'll stay standing for a moment of silence.
Let's take this moment of silence to remember the 3 firefighters and 9 police officers that have died since our last board meeting. In addition, let's take a minute to remember former board member Charles Christensen, who recently passed away.
And it's an opportunity for public forum. Do we have any speakers today from the public?
Yes, ma'am. We have, let's see, Mr. Dwight Cater speaking on behalf of the Arizona Liberty, and he has a written statement that he would like to read to be included into the minutes.
Yes, Mr. Cater?
Board, Chief, after reading the recent articles in the Red Rock News and the Village View, in which Chief Kazian stated, quote, "It was finally time to clear the air," close quote, Arizona Liberty believes that Chief Kazian and the board still refuse to recognize why they lost the bond election, so we've decided to help them understand. Here's the top 10 reasons, as we see them, why the bond election failed. Reason number 10, the bond election failed because Chris Kazian chose to ignore the warnings of his governing board members in the Red Rock News that $18 million was too much money to ask from the taxpayers. Reason number 9, the bond election failed because the fire district taxes are already the most expensive piece of our property tax bills, and taxpayers rejected this additional bailout. Reason number 8, the bond election failed because Gary Johnson told district taxpayers that they would have to pass the bond issue to find out how to spend it. Reason number 7, the bond issue failed because it was packed with employee lifestyle enhancements and delayed routine maintenance projects that had absolutely nothing to do with keeping the district taxpayers safe. Reason number 6, the bond issue failed because Wendy Tanzer's Political Action Committee received over $20,000 from Phoenix contractors and other fire district labor unions to fund the entire Safer Sedona advertising campaign, and the district taxpayers found out. Thank you to the Red Rock News and Sedona Eye. Reason number 5, the bond election failed because Safer Sedona used fear-mongering, scare tactics, and threats of cutting services instead of presenting facts, figures, and rationale. Reason number 4, the bond election failed because Rich Collister, Matt Schobert, and their fellow internet trolls used social media to insult, demean, and even threaten district taxpayers. Reason number 3, the bond issue failed because Tim Ernster colluded to influence the bond outcome both as a member of the governing board and the Citizens Advisory Committee. Hey, Tim, collusion isn't illegal, it's just inappropriate and unethical. The bond election failed because Chris Kazian attempted to manipulate the voter information pamphlet by changing voter con statements and got caught. And finally, the number 1 reason the bond election failed is because Chris Kazian and his governing board have been unable to manage the Sedona Fire District in a fiscally sound and responsible manner, and the taxpayers knew it. Enough was enough. Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I could,
Yes, you
since
may,
I was called
Chief.
out by name a few times in that
Yes.
tirade. Just to be clear, the bond election was called for by the governing board, not by Chris Kazian. The vote was taken for and held by you as a board members. It was a recommendation of Citizen Advisory Committee. So Chris Kazian has no authority to authorize a bond election. You as a board did, so I just correct that. And number two, I believe, was I manipulated the voter information pamphlet. Let's be clear that that was not the case. You were the one that decided that. Chris Kazian does not decide that. And I think that was expressed in another board meeting. So you're going to take care of that. And
And I believe we had to because of legal reasons.
I believe that was true,
Yeah.
but just want to get that on the record. And then lastly, number one reason that it failed, I mentioned that as well. And I'd like some, it's just, to make those accusations with no claims is sad. So if Arizona Liberty would like to meet someday and have a meeting to talk about their concerns and the leadership and the issues that they brought forth, I'm happy to do that at any time. But I appreciate just putting that on the record for my
Very
comments.
good.
I don't know if Mr. Ernster has any attitude, named by person
and-
as well.
Mr. Inster, do you have any?
Well, yes, I would love to meet with the same group to find out exactly how I colluded by serving as the chair of the Citizens Committee and also being on the board, and that can happen at any time. I'll be happy to give me a call. I'll be happy to set up a time to meet with you.
I think it's important to note, I believe that the citizen just has issues, has already left the building, is that correct? I think
He's
it's
gone.
important to note that, not here to hear that, but I think we're not allowed to talk too much as the complaints, since we were named as a person. We certainly have the right to make that discussion. I don't know if the board is here with you or not, but I'd be cautious as to how you react otherwise.
Yes. Although it does point out that that's possible. I think the important thing is that, Chief, it's my understanding you've invited members of Arizona Liberty to meet with you.
Multiple times, Madam Clerk, or I guess you're actually the board chair, sorry.
Very good. All right. Is there any other public comment?
Negative.
Very good. All right, well, the next item on the agenda is one that maybe I hope would disappear. She's
I
laughing.
second that.
Yes, but it's not disappearing, and it's item discussion, possible action, presentation recognition of Executive Assistant Tricia Greer Day on January 10th, 2018. And since we can't make this item disappear, we can do a proclamation. So I'd like to read that proclamation. And can you hear me back there? It doesn't feel like the mic is on. Yes, we're good? Okay, thank you. All right. So this is a proclamation of appreciation, Tricia Greer Day, 2018, for her distinguished service to the Sedona Fire District, April 11th, 1994 to January 10th, 2018. Let it be proclaimed by the Sedona Fire District Governing Board of Sedona, Arizona, that whereas Tricia Greer began her distinguished career with the Sedona Fire District as Executive Secretary, Administration and Communication Services on April 11th, 1994, and whereas Tricia willingly assumed more responsible roles throughout her career, to include management assistant and finally executive assistant, working alongside 10 fire chiefs over the years. And whereas she received the Customer Service Award for the year 2000, and the Fire Chiefs Award of Excellence in April of 2008 from Chief Matt Schobert, and Administrative Support Employee of the Year in 2011. And whereas to her fellow employees, Tricia was known as a team player who was dedicated to the mission and who had the ability to take the initiative and see projects through to their completion, who truly cared about the organization. And whereas she exemplified true professionalism in her interactions with the governing board and generously shared her deep bank of critical policy knowledge, always looking out for their best interest. And whereas the full scope of Tricia's talents and dedication were always evident in her masterful creation of the district's annual report, and whereas Tricia maintained a steady hand in the midst of demanding times and change, guided by her loyalty to the needs of the district and its citizens. And whereas she brought her keen insight, lighthearted sense of humor, and fierce focus to tackle and complete the most complex of tasks, and whereas Tricia Greer will retire on January 10th, 2018, after nearly 24 years of commendable dedication to Sedona Fire District. Now, therefore, this governing board does hereby confer upon its highest commendation for the manner in which she has performed her duties with the Sedona Fire District, with special thanks for her professionalism, dedication to service, and kindness to the Sedona Fire District. And it is hereby ordered that the Sedona Fire District Governing Board will present this proclamation of appreciation to Tricia Greer as an expression of the board's gratitude for her dedicated service to Sedona Fire District. Furthermore, we declare January 10th, 2018 to be Tricia Greer Day at Sedona Fire District. And this will be signed by all our board members.
Well, before you speak, can we speak, or you get the last word? I just want to say that this is Tricia's last board meeting, is an official capacity. We might see her again if we get into a jam, maybe. But she's been an amazing, amazing person for our organization, working specifically with me and for you as a board and as at the pension board level. And I think she's just been a true, true asset at so many levels for our organization. And while we'll have a walkout ceremony on the 10th of January at 3 o'clock to make some more formal speeches and such, I just think in this forum it's appropriate as she works at your right hand and at mine to say here, thank you, Tricia, for everything you do. You're going to be missed dearly. Travel safe, have fun, but please don't be a stranger. We know where to find you. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add.
Sure, absolutely, Trish. In my 2 years here on the board, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. Actually, an honor. I did a few numbers, putting numbers together, and over those nearly 24 years, that's a little over almost 288 board meetings you had to deal with. So that's quite a feat. I don't think anybody else could come close to that. But thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Tricia, I echo what Dave said. I came on about the same time that Dave came on the board, and I have nothing but praise for you, and I admire your passion for the district and the service that you provided the citizens of this district. So thank you so much.
Tricia, I know that I can speak for everybody that will be very sorry to see you go, but we know that life moves on and you're going to enjoy your retirement and have already good plans in the works for it. And you've just been so helpful so many times in terms of providing information about SFD and its policies and procedures in so many ways, not only on this board, but I'm also on the pension board, and you've been extraordinarily helpful there. So you will be missed, but congratulations on your retirement.
Tricia, enjoy your next chapter in your life. It's the best one. No stress. Not having to put up with a lot of stuff that you have for the past many years. We're going to miss you.
Yes? Oh, yes.
I just want to say, just thank you so much, and it has been my great, I didn't want to cry. It has been my great honor to serve this fine organization. Thank you.
Truly one of the most loyal employees you could ever ask for. She bleeds Sedona Fire. She breathed Sedona fire. She was here over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to try to get some of the packet information, because our board meeting's a week early, to get it done. She was here over the weekend, here late. You couldn't ask for a better employee, and I'm hoping we can all model a lot of those attributes wherever possible. We'll miss you. Is there
Yes.
some cake I hear?
And I not only hear it, but I think I see it over there. So we'll take 15 minutes, does
Yeah,
that sound?
10 minutes probably.
10 minutes to have some cake and get to congratulate Tricia. A brief 10 minutes. Recess.